Hi, friends. I'm Bryn.
And you said not to say Lieutenant Governor Rick Perry.
Please do not use the name Lieutenant Governor Rick Perry.
Okay, I'm Rick, is the name we'll say.
Okay. And this is Friends Who Crime.
Do, friends who crime.
Before we dive into today's craziness, quick housekeeping. Follow us on Instagram at Friends Who Crime. Email us friendswhocrime@gmail.com. Rate us 5 stars on your favorite podcast streaming app. And tell all your friends about the show because it helps us get into more people's ears and, welcome people to the little Friends Who Crime family.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I would like to welcome my guest today, who will be known as Rick. Hello, Rick.
Great to be here. Hi, Bryn. We're not doing crime today, right? We're just talking about crime.
Well, that depends on what you're doing afterward.
Okay. I'm happy to do some things related to crime today.
Nice try, FBI. So for people who are listening that don't know you, Rick, tell us about you. What do you do? What's your life like?
I hang out with my cat a lot. I would say is what I do for a living. Yeah, sometimes I play with robots as well. That's most of my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Robots. You're one of those friends, Rick, that people are like, oh, you have so many cool friends. I'm like, oh, you think that's cool?
I know the lieutenant governor.
No. You make robots. I guess I have 3 friends that make robots now.
Yeah, that's true.
Now I know 3 of you.
Austin's a tech city, man. It's a curse.
It's true. So we know about you now. How do we know each other, you and I, in the most generic terms?
Gosh, I mean, I guess we've been using music together for like a decade.
Almost.
Yeah.
Almost. Pretty wild.
Yeah, man, music is great. I'm a big fan. You should do music podcasts.
Well, maybe.
Maybe.
I do this podcast because I have too many music things and I needed something that wasn't music,
I respect that.
you know?
No, that makes a lot of sense. Music is a job. I'm glad it's not a job for me. I'm glad you're enjoying it, but like, yeah, I'm glad it's just something that I listen to.
You have to be obsessed with music
Hmm.
to make it your job because you'll get into it and realize that you're completely burnt out.
Hmm.
And I don't know. It's nice to have something that's not my job
Like crime.
that I enjoy, like crime, to come back to and hang out with my friends and hold you captive while I tell you about crime, you know. So we know each other through music. How is true crime involved in your life?
I mean, on the day to day, I'm not really doing crime, but I've always been growing up. My mom was a big like documentary person. Like we would hang out and just like vegetate on the couch and watch History Channel for a few hours. So, World War II documentaries, true crime. What was that? I don't think it was a History Channel thing. It was the people's wives who would just snap. It was like Snapped, I think was the name of it.
Snapped?
Yeah.
Yes.
And they would just like kill their husbands, and we would watch that
Yes.
all the time, which
About-
totally not worrying about my mom or anything, but happily married.
You better knock on wood. Snapped. I haven't thought about that show in a long time with all the wives killing their husbands.
It's a banger.
I haven't covered a lot of women who've killed their husbands. The overwhelming majority is the other way around.
Really?
Oh, for sure.
I guess
Husbands
that's not
kill
that
their wives
surprising, yeah.
all the time.
Well, personally, I support women's rights and women's wrongs. So
Yes, same. You are speaking to the heart of the podcast here because most of our listeners are women
that's
because we're all fucked up. Now that we're acquainted with you and you're into the shit officially, I'm going to get into my Bryn interruption, which I did not plan ahead for today. Let's see. Today, I went to work in the afternoon and felt really tired, so I went to Whole Foods and I bought 3 Starbucks coffees because they were on sale, like the cold brew ones.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, I'll put 2 in the work fridge for another day, and then I'll drink this
I don't think that's how
one.
the story ends.
I drank all of them today.
Oh, God. As someone who, like, I can have a cup of black tea, and that's it. Like, 3 of those, I would die. You'd be talking about me on this podcast. I'd be dead.
I mean, here's the thing. I don't drink coffee every day. I don't. But for some reason on Mondays, it's just become a habit to absorb a lot of caffeine.
Sort of raise you from the dead after the weekend.
Yeah. But it's also like I don't work Sundays and I don't work Tuesdays. So Monday's just my weird like one day of work. But for some reason my brain needs the caffeine to get through the day.
I understand. Sometimes you need it.
But like my last student today especially was like, "Are you good? Are you all right?"
Oh, God. That's amazing.
Okay, enough of my ramblings. Let's get into the real creepy shit. We are covering today the 2014 case of the Slenderman stabbing.
Oh, I remember Slenderman. That was like the tall guy, right?
Nice. Okay, I'm glad you've heard of him, but have you heard of the case itself?
No, I remember the game. I don't think I played it, but I must have seen at least a couple YouTube videos of like you're in like a forest and you're collecting papers or something, and then he kills you. I mean, it's a horror game. I think they all are kind of the same.
Yeah, we'll get into that.
Oh, no.
It's a pretty nuts case though, but Slenderman is kind of at the heart of the case, unfortunately. I'm gonna try and keep it light where I can, but it's pretty dark. This case does involve children.
Oh, no.
And children hurting children. So if that's something that's pretty upsetting to you or triggers you, like maybe just wait for next week's episode or go listen to an old one. But if you can stomach this kind of thing, it's a really interesting story.
Let's do it.
The whole thing starts in Waukesha, Wisconsin. No, it's Waukesha. Waukesha, Wisconsin.
That's where the cheese is, right?
Yes,
Okay.
all the cheese. And it involves 3 girls who are literally 12 years old. They're in 6th grade. They're riding bikes. They're going to sleepovers. Puberty is beginning.
Killing people.
They're developing their own identities and interests. They're developing their own opinions, right? You know, about 12, 13 is where you're like, oh, I'm an actual person with thoughts.
Yeah, I was 12 once. It was a good time.
Me too.
Nice.
I didn't like being 12.
Really?
No, I was
No.
not having a good time.
I honestly probably was also, I mean, puberty is,
Yeah.
I don't think anybody like enjoys going through puberty, but
You know, I've never thought about it that
Yeah.
way. It's kind of inevitable. It's like menopause for women. None of us want that, but it's gonna happen. It's gonna get us.
time marches on.
So this whole case is a perfect storm of psychosis and internet obsession because the 2 girls who did the stabbing, their names are Morgan Geyser and Anissa Weir, were doing it for Slenderman. You've already said, Rick, that you have heard of Slenderman. I had heard of him when I was younger, but I didn't get into it because, one, I was a good Christian girl who didn't want to observe demonic things.
Yeah, no, I was a heathen, so.
Yeah. But it scared the shit out of me, is basically why I didn't, lean into it really. So for anyone who is like me and managed to survive the 2010s internet without getting sucked into the darkness, let's talk about who Slenderman is. Slenderman, Slendy, Slender.
Slendy. You guys are that close?
Slendy is one of the names that people call him on the
Oh,
internet.
I didn't realize.
Slendy, Slender, Slenderman, S-Man I also saw. And he's not some like century-old ghost story. He's a modern monster, what the cool kids call a creepypasta.
Yes, big fan of those.
And he has an actual birthday, June 10th, 2009. We know
Wow.
exactly when he came into existence. He was literally born during a like Photoshop contest on a comedy forum called Something Awful. And a user named Eric Knudsen, going by the username Victor Surge, submitted a couple of photoshopped black and white photos of children, but lurking in the background was this guy, unnervingly tall, really thin, like 15 feet tall, kind of tall. He was wearing a formal black suit and tie.
Gotta look good.
He's looking sharp, sort of.
Gotta look sharp for the murders.
He scares the fuck out of me.
Yeah.
I like could not watch videos or like look at a ton of pictures when I was researching this because I was like, I can read about people being decapitated all day long, but the second you put Slenderman in front of me, I'm having nightmares.
God forbid.
But the true horror of Slenderman is his head, because it's completely white, blank, no face, no eyes, nose, mouth, nothing. It's just kind of a white face. Later, lore made him even weirder by giving him really long arms, like impossibly long arms, and like black tentacles coming out of his back that he could use.
So was he originally just like normally shaped?
Yeah.
Just a tall guy?
Just a really tall, thin, like shadowy guy with no face originally.
Just a guy who really needs to get out more.
And like stalks children, but like yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess that's also pretty bad.
And speaking of which, Victor Surge didn't just post the pictures, he added these like chilling little witness quotes that were not real, but they kind of added to the story. Things like, quote, "We didn't want to go. We didn't want to kill them, but its persistent silence and outstretched arms horrified and comforted us all at the same time." So, like, spooky. And from there, a legend was kind of born.
That's awesome. There's a cat on my lap now.
There's a cat on my lap.
Boof, do you have something you want to say? Good job, buddy. No, that's good. We can get this. Yeah, I love creepypastas that are open-ended. Like, if you're telling me a like 30 paragraph story and there's like actually a full ending, it's like 9 times out of 10 dog shit versus like if you just like give me a couple words. It's like liminal spaces. The less you know, the better. You give people their imagination.
Right. That's where I'm going with this, actually. He is so scary to me. I was trying to figure out why, right? And it's the blank face to me, because your mind gets to fill in what isn't there. Boof. I'm trying to have a conversation.
He's just rubbing his face on the microphone. Oh,
Sir.
God. Classic cat.
It's if he steps on my laptop that it becomes a real problem.
Sir.
Oh, there you go.
Okay. Good boy.
As long as you don't cause chaos.
Yeah, that'll do.
So your mind gets to come up with whatever isn't there.
Yeah.
So like my mind fills in his face, right?
You're filling in a face.
Yes.
That's interesting.
And I don't necessarily like consciously do that, but I think that's part of why he's so scary, is because whatever your mind fills in is going to be the scariest thing for you to picture. And he's I just can't. I can't. He can't smile, he can't frown, you can't reason with him, right? He's just this silent, suited figure of terror.
No, he can't suck either.
He stalks, he traumatizes and abducts people, especially children, as the legend goes, usually in forests or in abandoned places. He embodies that like anxiety-inducing, untouchable power that we're all afraid of. And sometimes being near him is supposed to make you sick. It's called slender sickness, and it involves paranoia, nosebleeds, and nightmares.
I think I had that once.
You had slender sickness?
Probably.
Boof. If you're gonna do this, you gotta go. Okay.
That's your boof interruption.
That's my boof interruption. There have been so many over the last 36 episodes. Okay, so now we have this idea of Slender Man. We're gonna get into our, like, actual main characters in this case. 3 12-year-old girls. The victim is Peyton Leutner. She also goes by Bella, so I'm going to be using that interchangeably, so just don't get confused there. Peyton Leutner, Bella. She was the kind of kid who led with empathy. She actually met Morgan Geyser in 4th grade and befriended her because Morgan seemed like she felt lonely.
Oh, what a good kid.
Yeah, so Peyton just, like, sat down next to her at lunch, and then they were, like, inseparable forevermore.
See, at that age, I was making enemies. I wasn't killing people, though, so maybe I was doing it right.
Probably yes. Peyton was initially terrified of Slenderman. Like, her mother, Stacy, tried to tell her that it wasn't real, but Peyton said, like, no, but Morgan knows he's real.
Yeah.
Like, my friend Morgan has convinced me completely that he's real. And at 12, you don't know any different.
Yeah, I mean, you know, between Slenderman and Santa Claus, those don't rhyme. I was going in for that, thinking it might, but...
Rick, get it together.
You can get that. It's all right. It's all right.
So then we have Morgan Geyser, who was the primary kind of driver of this delusion that's about to happen, and Anissa Weir. Peyton said that Anissa actually seemed a little jealous of the friendship between her and Morgan, but both Anissa and Morgan fell really deep into the Slenderman lore, and their obsession became like a shared belief system.
Was there like a group name with like Slenderheads or something, or? Yes.
Sort of.
Yeah.
I'll get there in just literally just a second. They genuinely believed that Slenderman was real and actively watching them at all times. They were convinced he would kill them or their families if they didn't offer him a human sacrifice.
Yikes.
So it was this killer be killed sort of delusion. And they believed that Slenderman had teleportation abilities. So even if you were just like sitting here talking about him like we are now, he would just like pop up and kill you.
He's like Beetlejuice.
Yes.
That's interesting.
Very similar.
Huh.
And as the reward for the sacrifice that they were supposed to make, they believed that by killing their friend, they would become Slenderman's official proxies, is what they're called. Proxies. Designated servants, essentially.
Okay,
minions, sort of thing. Which gave them status in this imaginary world that they had crafted for themselves. And where would they go after the sacrifice, right? They planned to run away to the Slender Mansion.
As one does.
Which they believed was hundreds of miles north in Wisconsin's Nicollet National Forest.
I just, it's like there's a whole globe out there, and Slenderman he just happens to be in Wisconsin as well, like in a mansion of all things. Lil Wayne would be so disappointed.
In a mansion in the woods.
In Wisconsin.
In Wisconsin, that they truly believe existed.
Wow.
Existed for sure. So these two girls, Morgan and Anissa, hatched a plan to prove Slenderman exists by murdering their friend, 12-year-old Peyton Leutner. According to police reports, they convinced Peyton that they were going to play a game of hide and seek in a wooded park. Bella didn't have any idea about any of this. And the cheesy line that I wrote here in the script is, hide and seek turned into hide and die.
A most dangerous game.
A most dangerous game. Morgan and Anissa plotted this for months. They chose the date of Morgan's 12th birthday sleepover to use Peyton's trust against her.
Damn.
They had code words to talk about it so that Peyton would not know, such as the kitchen knife being called a cracker They referred to it as a cracker. And the attack location was the camping trip.
I mean, it sounds like technically it was a camping trip.
It was not a camping trip.
No?
I feel like no.
That, I would go out into the woods to play tag if we're going camping. But if it's just a day trip, like...
We'll see. We'll see if you still have that opinion here
Okay.
in the next half hour. But regardless, very organized for 6th graders.
Yeah, no, you're right. That is... I still can't make plans that detailed.
Right. But they were doing it. The girls lured Peyton into the woods under the pretense of hide and seek. Once there, Morgan pinned Peyton to the ground and stabbed her not once, not twice, but 19 times.
Oh, wow. I thought you were going to end at 3 there, and you jumped a few.
19.
Yikes.
To the arms, legs, chest, and even slicing into her liver and her stomach. One surgeon later said that if the knife had gone literally 1 millimeter further, Peyton would have bled out immediately. And different story. Completely.
No.
Morgan said she did not feel a thing, emotionally, by the way. She later told detectives she, quote, felt nothing as she stabbed Bella.
So this kid's a little crazy is what it sounds like.
We'll get into it, but she said to the police, it was weird that I didn't feel remorse.
Yeah, no, for sure.
So she knows there's something's weird, but she's 12, so she doesn't know how to handle that.
That's what happens when you get the Slender powers, I guess.
I guess. She literally acted kind of like the whole thing was a video game for her. Police are asking her questions and telling her to, what happened? Show us what happened. Tell us what happened. And she acts out with her hand, and she says stab, stab, stab. And that's how she described to the police what was happening.
Yikes.
With the motion. And at one point the police are why did you do this? And she's like, oh, I might as well tell you. We wanted to kill her. We wanted her to be dead. She's like, might as well tell you. Whatever.
That's insane, yeah.
But I'm getting ahead of myself. Anissa was there too. Instead of doing the stabbing, though, she was standing by, just watching.
She's back up.
Yep. She and Morgan had actually, they were playing hide and seek. They told Peyton to hide. Mm-hmm. And, Peyton could hear the two of them talking, but she couldn't hear what they were saying at all because they're outside.
And they're just talking about crackers, so.
Crackers, yeah. And the two of them were actually going back and forth being no, I don't want to stab her, you do it. No, I don't want to stab her, you do it.
You got to figure out who's doing the stabbing before you get there. Pro tip, kids.
They're 12.
Now you know.
But Anissa did tell Bella to lay down and be quiet so she'd lose blood slower. After Morgan stabbed her, Anissa insisted Bella could just lie under sticks and leaves as part of the game.
What?
When Peyton tried to get up, Anissa saw that she couldn't see or walk because she was so hurt.
Yeah.
So instead of helping, Anissa lied to Peyton and said, hey, we're going to go get help right now. But they were not going to get help. And as they walked off, Peyton realized that they were not going to get help. 12-year-old Peyton was that's not what they're doing.
I mean, it's a surprising turn of events. I don't think your friends that just stabbed you are going to go get help, yeah.
And Peyton somehow dragged herself out of the woods to the road.
Wow.
Yep. And ran into a bicyclist that was just biking along and saw her.
Mm-hmm.
And she managed to whisper to this bicyclist, please help me, I've been stabbed.
Yeah.
And the cyclist called 911.
As one does.
And Peyton got rushed to the hospital. She literally had 19 stab wounds and nicked all of the worst places. Her heart got nicked. It didn't get sliced, but it got nicked.
Sheesh.
But the doctors saved her life in a 6-hour surgery.
Oh, yeah, that's a happy ending.
Yep. In other words, this was close. This was real close.
Yeah.
But she survived and left the hospital after just a week. 1 week. Went right back to high school. strong, badass.
Look,
little
if you spend a few more days, you're going to be truant. You can't, Slenderman or not.
Slender Man or not. 19 stab wounds or not. She later said that, of course, all of this messed her up, right?
Can't imagine why.
So after the attack, the cops launched a manhunt for the perpetrators.
Hmm.
This wasn't exactly professional criminals. These were 12-year-olds
Yeah.
with a knife and nothing else. So about 5 hours after the attack, police found Morgan and Anissa not like hiding somewhere, but like walking along the highway. Turns out they were hitchhiking to the Slender Mansion.
And I want to know how they're like, hey, where you going? How do you answer that? They just their plan was to say the Slender House, and someone was just gonna know.
They truly believed. They were like, we're going to what's it called? Nicolette National Forest. We're going to the woods up there to meet Slender Man. They told police they had a bag with the murder weapon inside. And I try and imagine being a police officer with two 12-year-old girls in my cop car, like in the back,
Hmm.
trying to understand that they're doing this for some creepy dude that like you've never heard of before. So like, is
Yeah.
it fictional? Is this a code name for a real person? Like, what's going on?
No, I mean I think that's scarier than anything else so far. Like a normal person knowing that two 12-year-olds just murdered a child, like,
Right.
yee.
Right. The detective actually said they wrote their own creepypasta. Like, it had become their own lore.
That's not a creepypasta anymore. That's like a manifesto or something.
Yeah, I guess that's true. And they were, though. They were living their own horror story that they wrote themselves,
Yeah.
if that makes sense. They actually told police, quote, "People who trust you become very gullible. And we led her there and tricked her by saying, we're going bird watching."
Yikes.
Blink, blink. With a knife.
Crackers.
And if anyone Googles parenting tips, I hope it's on page 1. Like, know where your kids are actually going when they say they're going bird watching.
I also feel like don't, we live in current year. Don't let your child go out into the middle of nowhere bird watching. Like that just seems like maybe not the best idea generally.
And I will say that these girls, they're at a sleepover, everything's fine. They asked the girl's mom, they asked Morgan's mom, like, hey, can we go to the park? And the mom was like, yeah, sure, go to the park, whatever. Like, park's right there.
I see.
So it wasn't them just like wandering off into the
Yeah,
wood,
no, yeah.
or at least that's not what her mom thought was happening. The interviews these girls did afterwards were really chilling. Detective Tom Casey of the Waukesha, right? God. Detective Tom Casey of the Waukesha police interviewed them. Anissa and Morgan flipped the blame all over each other.
As one does.
Yeah. Anissa kept saying, quote, "Morgan was like, we have to kill Bella. I didn't know what we were doing, but I didn't want to make Morgan angry." Morgan, on the other hand, said she barely understood any of it and accused Anissa of masterminding everything. They even argued about who physically held the knife. So it was very like, no, you did it. No, you did it. No, you did it.
These kids don't know about forensics. I'm going to go ahead and assume.
Detective Casey said there was a lot of deception in Morgan's interview, especially. Sometimes it sounded like Anissa planned all of it. Sometimes Morgan did all of it. Not exactly like best friends anymore.
Yeah, well, and I imagine also, children, not exactly the best liars.
No, they have no idea what they're doing.
It's hard. Lying's not easy.
They told the whole saga of 3 murder plans. There were 3.
Wow.
Okay. First, around midnight of the sleepover, their first idea was to sneak into Peyton's bedroom and duct tape her mouth shut, stab her in her sleep, essentially.
Yikes.
Anissa said that Morgan suggested it, but they were too sleepy from roller skating to actually do it. They fell asleep.
No, I mean, pro tip, kids, always be bright and awake for your murders.
Yeah, plan scrapped. Plan scrapped. Then the next morning, while they were playing with Silly Putty and dressing up in princess outfits, because
Perfect murder attire.
why not make murder into a day out in princess dresses? Morgan thought of another plan. Number 2, knock Peyton out in a bathroom stall at the park and kill her there. And they did. They tried it, actually. They went to the park, and in the bathroom, they kind of like poked Peyton and then slammed her head into the concrete.
Sorry, and she continued hanging out with them after
Yeah.
this.
Yeah. That was puzzling to me as well, but I think she was like she didn't really have anywhere else to go, right? So she's like, I'm just gonna hang out with y'all. That was weird.
You know,
hang
what's
out
one
with y'all.
concussion among friends?
I'll be home shortly,
Yeah,
kind of thing.
yeah.
So, yeah, I think she was just thinking, like, I'm just gonna finish hanging out with y'all. Like, it'll be over soon. I'm gonna go home.
Surely nothing worse than a concussion will happen to her.
Right. And these Anissa and Morgan were about to stab her after they hit her head on the concrete, but they panicked. And this is where the hide and seek game came in instead. And Peyton did not want to play hide and seek. She was like, nah, that's not for me. And they were like, oh no, like, we'll play hide and seek and then you can pick the next game.
I bet her next game wasn't murder.
They bolted out of the bathroom, and Anissa suggested that they trick Peyton into the woods while they're playing hide and seek.
No.
So the final plan, they got Peyton in the woods under the guise of hide and seek. They make her lie down on the ground and then tackle and stab her. Anissa decided she'd be the lioness who tackled her, and Morgan would actually do the stabbing. That's where they landed.
I'm glad it was a team effort.
Yeah. Anissa said she counted, and, quote, when I said now, Morgan jumped in and just stabbed her. And I said, go ballistic, go crazy, make sure she's down.
Yikes.
Another fun fact freaks me out is Morgan's character, in a way, in this universe they've crafted for themselves. Like, once she had been accepted into Slenderman's mansion, she had this whole character for herself where she was gonna be like a kitty cat and be like a killer kitty cat. So when Peyton gets tackled, Morgan goes over to stab her and says, don't be afraid, I'm just a little kitty cat, and then starts stabbing her.
You know, in some ways that's almost whimsical.
It's awful.
No, yeah, I mean, it's very awful. But,
Rick.
like, you can see the mind of a child in there somewhere in the
Yes.
murderer.
Definitely a child.
Yeah.
3 murder plans, 2 scared kids that have done this, and 1 detective trying to make sense of all of it. All these different plans, all these different stories, the pointing of fingers.
No.
After the attack, the girls lingered at the scene. They told Peyton to lie down and convinced her that they would go get help, but obviously they never did. They wanted what I like to call sick Slenderman karma. When Peyton finally crawled out and that cyclist called 911, a week later, Detective Shelley Fisher went to Peyton's hospital room and asked her about everything that happened once she was in a place that she actually could talk about it. She said that Morgan just stopped and stared at her. Both girls kind of froze and looked at her with just like nothing in their face.
Yeah.
Then Peyton remembered Morgan had uttered, I trusted you. And Peyton said, I hate you. Back to them as Morgan cried. It's so weird. This whole situation's so weird.
Yeah.
Anissa promised she'd go for help, but we know that was bullshit. Let's talk about the policing side. The Waukesha police chief, Russell Jack, went on record saying, quote, this is a wake-up call for all parents.
Yeah.
That the internet, while amazing, is also full of dark and wicked things. And man, is that true.
No, it is. There is so much evil shit on the internet, man.
Do you remember, what was her name? Momo? on YouTube.
That rings a really vague bell.
There was like an origin video of like very similar to Slenderman,
Uh-huh.
Momo. It was like a creepy like face with like stretched out eyes and shit.
Yeah, yeah.
And then people started editing her into just like normal YouTube videos. So she would like pop up in the middle of a video you were watching.
Yeah.
And the thing was like she was like coming through your YouTube channel to like come and get you.
Uh-huh.
Awful.
Yeah.
Terrifying.
Yeah, I mean, I'm old enough to where I remember early internet, you could just like, I say stumble upon, but there were like beheading videos on the internet, and like
Yes.
you could just stumble upon those kinds of things. I feel like in some ways it's gotten better, but in some ways it's gotten worse.
Or like the jump scare ones where like you're just like watching someone driving in a car and then all of a sudden it's like the loud noise with like the scary face and like wah!
No.
Scare the fuck out of you. Anyway, the kids had been glued to Slenderman stories for months.
Mhm.
Police actually found Morgan's locker with notebooks full of Slenderman drawings and mutilated dolls, like Barbies and Bratz dolls and shit.
And like, mommy and daddy are just continually buying more dolls as they're getting mutilated. Like this feels. Where are the parents here?
That's a good thought. I don't necessarily blame the parents. We'll talk about why in a little bit.
Okay.
But it's definitely like not their fault.
Yeah.
Like they do have something to do with this.
Mhm.
Morgan's home computer had thousands of searches like how to get away with murder, how to hide a body.
Classic.
Anissa also apparently cleaned her browser history before heading to the park.
Smart.
Yeah. Pretty smart little psychopaths.
Mm.
In interviews, the girls claimed Slenderman had threatened them, and they really believed that this tall, skinny freak from the internet was going to come hurt them or their families if they didn't sacrifice Peyton.
Choked up white boy.
It's horrifying, but it just like proves that this really was such a delusion.
Yeah, yeah.
Investigators and psychiatrists later confirmed that both girls had some issues. So we're going to talk about those.
Mm.
This is why I say it's not necessarily like all the parents' fault.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Morgan, the one with the knife, was like the definition of psychosis. She was diagnosed with early onset schizophrenia, like hallucinations and imaginary friends as far back as she could remember. And her belief in the Slender Man was a constant, unwavering, unyielding belief that didn't like accept any rational information.
Mm-hmm.
It turns out her dad actually suffered from a similar mental illness as a kid, so there might have been a genetic component to that condition. So to Morgan, literally Slenderman was real and was giving her orders.
Yeah.
Because of her mental illness.
Now I wonder when they say the dad had similar symptoms, like what, like hallucinations and that kind of thing, or like
he was diagnosed with schizophrenia like as a like teenager, like a late teenager.
Mm.
So, and it's honestly really rare for schizophrenia to show up like that in someone as young as 12. But it does happen.
Interesting.
Anissa Weir was different, though. Her mental health issue was categorized as shared delusion disorder, folie à deux, if you've heard of that.
Well, the Joker movie?
Well, that title comes from the concept of
I heard the
folie à
movie
deux.
flopped, man. That's all I know.
It was bad. It was real bad. I didn't finish it. But that title comes from the concept of the same name, and it's just shared delusion.
I feel like I understand the entire plot of that movie now.
Yeah.
Except
exactly.
there's probably no Slender Man in Joker 2.
Probably not, but I didn't watch the whole thing, so I can't say for sure.
He was in the post-credit scene. You missed it.
So Anissa's lawyers argued she was lonely and depressed after her parents had been divorced recently and latched onto Morgan's intense delusions.
I see.
She believed Slenderman could read her mind and teleport, and talking about him would get her family killed, like straight up. So Anissa was desperate to belong and adopted Morgan's reality,
Yeah.
essentially. But the law doesn't care about being 12.
No. Yeah, no, it doesn't.
In Wisconsin, because of the brutality of the crime, Both Morgan and Anissa were charged as adults with attempted intentional homicide,
Yikes.
meaning they faced first-degree murder charges at 12 years old.
Does Wisconsin have like the death penalty? That's a northern place. They probably don't, right?
I don't know that for sure, but that was not brought up in this case at all.
Okay.
Like, death penalty was never really on the table.
That's good. That's good to know.
I think partly because they were so young.
Yeah.
They're being tried as adults, but then there was a whole thing with the Supreme Court, I think, about if juveniles can be given the death penalty at all. And there were like cases that were reversed. Anyway, I don't know if that has anything to do with this, but
The more you know.
they faced first-degree murder charges. The case went forward like an adult case. Investigators worked with juvenile experts, but ultimately a court needed to decide, are these murders or mentally ill children who can't tell reality from creepypasta?
Yeah.
It all ended in plea deals. Anissa Ware, the one who actually suggested hide and seek and aided in the attack, ended up taking a plea to the lesser charge of attempted second-degree intentional homicide, citing her mental illness.
Yeah.
So sort of this insanity defense. Morgan Geyser, who actually did the stabbing, pleaded guilty to attempted first-degree intentional homicide. Both cases were all about the defense of mental disease or defect, which is just the insanity defense in fancier words.
I love being defected.
In late 2017, juries in Wisconsin ruled not guilty by reason of insanity.
Okay.
And again, that legal term is mental defect or disease for both girls. In normal words, the court agreed these kids were so psychotic that they aren't given criminal records, but they're committed to mental institutions instead. Anissa Ware was sentenced to a maximum 25 years in psychiatric hospital, with the judge noting she had to serve at least a few years before any conditional release could even be brought up. Geyser got a 40-year commitment.
Holy shit.
And by the way, Morgan Geyser did apologize at sentencing. She said, "I just want to let Bella and her family know I never meant this to happen."
It kind of sounds like she did, but
I personally think that once she realized her plea deal had no parole involved, no chance of her getting out before the 40 years, she was like, oh shit, I better say something to like help my case.
I mean, something prefrontal cortex, right? Like, you're 12 years old. Do you even understand what 40 years is? That's like effectively 4 times the amount of time you've been alive.
God. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, it wasn't prison, but it was serious.
I mean, more or less, man.
Now, fast forward, because the story did not end in 2017.
Oh, no.
After several years in those institutions, Winnebago Mental Health Institute is where they both were at.
Well, they put them in the same place.
I believe so.
That seems really counterproductive.
That's what I read, is that they were in the same hospital, but different, different buildings. No, they were not roommates. Things changed, though. Anissa Ware, being technically sane now, was released in September of 2021 on very strict conditions.
Was that pandemic still going on? Yes.
Yeah, I feel like it was like at the end of
like late pandemic, yeah.
September of 2021. It's like a year and a half-ish after the shutdown. She had to live with her dad. She had to take mandated psychiatric medication and faced severe restrictions on social media and internet use.
Yeah, no more creepypastas.
No more creepypastas ever. We haven't heard much about her since 2021, thankfully, and she even submitted a public letter saying she was sorry and deeply regretful for the agony, pain, and fear that she caused.
Yeah.
So, seems like things are going better for her.
That's good. That's good.
Morgan Geyser, on the other hand, has had a rough time. She spent nearly a decade locked up and was diagnosed with not just schizophrenia, but also autism and PTSD.
Mm.
At age 22, in early 2025,
Uh-oh.
ding, 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 a judge actually approved her transfer to a group home
Oh, okay.
as part of a supervised release plan. In other words, the state thought she'd stabilized enough to live in the community under supervision.
Okay.
It's a good time to point out here that having a mental illness does not inherently make you dangerous.
Very true, yeah.
Period. This is really important to me because I've talked about it on the podcast before. I deal with mental illness as well.
No.
I don't have schizophrenia or autism, but it does not matter to me. The stigma is so real. So just want to point out mental illness does not equate to violence or even to psychotic tendencies.
No, yeah. Usually equates to being funny, though.
At least self-deprecating, right? But in this case, it did involve violence.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where her violence stemmed from, was her mental illness. But here's where Slenderman still haunts her life. Just last month, November 2025,
Uh-oh.
Morgan cut off her monitoring bracelet and bolted.
Oh.
She disappeared from the group home. The Madison police put out an alert saying she was last seen on the west side. They said, quote, might be on foot with an adult friend. The next day, they found her 100 miles away.
Wow. That's impressive.
A long way. At a Chicago area truck stop, passed out behind a gas station with her friend, Charlie Mecca, who was a 43-year-old trans woman.
Oh.
Yeah. No violence at all. She just vanished. That's all that happened. She told one of the police officers, I don't want to tell you my name. Just Google me.
I'm kind of a big deal.
And they were like, why are we Googling you? And she said, I've done something really bad, so you can just Google me.
Yikes. That doesn't sound like she's grown up much. I'm not gonna lie.
She's got issues.
Yeah.
She cut off her ankle monitor and hopped a Greyhound bus towards Tennessee.
As one does.
That's how she's getting where she was going. And then they nabbed her in Illinois. Cops say no new charges for this. She's just being returned to Wisconsin custody. District attorney is waiting for a formal motion to revoke her release to the group home. So
Yeah.
she's probably going back to institutional care.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Unfortunate.
Yeah. Just like 12-year-olds in 2014. And now one is still on the run at 23, telling the cops to Google her.
Yeah. I mean, I hate to say, like, you're probably fucked forever, but, like, and that's one of those systemic failure. Is she ever really gonna get better? I hope so.
I hope so.
I hope so.
And she's still got a long time left.
Yeah, that's fair, you know?
Her 40-year institutionalization.
No.
What struck me most about this case is how, like, delusional and dark it is, yet how ordinary these girls must have looked from the outside.
Yeah, just some kids playing tag.
It's scary.
Yeah.
And we have to remember that, like, this is a true story. It's not a movie. It's not a video game. We hear these internet horror stories and we think, oh, it's just like kids role playing.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just Slender Man. But this is real. It's as real as it gets. And those girls were complete liars to the core of it, absolutely, using their code words. And oh, they also, I forgot this one. They, instead of saying kill, they would say itch. Like, we're gonna go itch her with a cracker. We're
Wow.
gonna go kill her with a knife.
These crackers are really itchy.
And they're just little fucking criminals. That's all it is. They planned and joked about murder while Bella Peyton thought they were just like playing games. That's fucked up.
No, yeah.
And hats off to the detectives, Detective Shelley Fisher and Tom Casey. They basically turned teenage slime into court evidence. They kept their cool, and Shelley even went to the hospital with Peyton and like comforted her while they were like stitching up her wounds.
Wow.
They sifted through all of the lies, the long interviews, and solved basically a murder case among 12-year-olds.
Yeah, I mean, glad she's alive, but that sounds like it did come very, very close.
Imagine, like, going to your boss at the end of the day and being like, hey, boss, just a couple of tweens.
Oh, you gotta wonder too, like on that detective's list. Like, I hope that's the worst thing they've ever dealt with.
God, it probably isn't.
Ugh.
Which is even worse.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's pretty bad.
That's quite bad.
That's pretty bad.
Oh.
I have to say, credit to Peyton. She lived. She survived being pinned down and stabbed in her own woods. The bicyclist that saved her life, like the real MVP.
True.
She gave an interview years later, Peyton did, at the age of 17.
Yeah.
And her resilience is what really hit me. She admitted that she still sleeps with broken scissors under her pillow just in case.
Oh.
And as heartbreaking as that is, like, I don't know, something about, like, she's gonna power through. She just has to have some scissors on her at all
Yeah, I
times.
mean, you know, the other girl's got a few years of court-mandated therapy, but I hope she's getting, for reasons that I don't think we need to go into, mandated therapy. That's a lot.
When the interviewer asked Peyton what she would say to Morgan if she ever saw her again, Peyton said she would thank her.
Damn.
She explained that the attack gave her a clear plan for her life and inspired her to pursue a career in medicine.
Oh, okay.
She said, and I quote, "Without the whole situation, I wouldn't be who I am."
Fair enough. Wow.
Legendary.
Yeah, no, that's taking the high road for sure.
She's reclaiming her power.
Yeah.
She's like, this happened to me, and, like, what can I do about it? Like, thank you for doing that. Made me who I am.
No, fair enough.
Which is, like, that's every therapist's, like, dream to
Yeah,
hear
no
from their
regrets.
clients. And that's the story. That's the story of the Slenderman stabbing.
Wow.
What are your thoughts?
What are my thoughts? Gosh. You know, I feel like we should have gotten this kid into Bigfoot. Like, if we had sent her down, like, a slightly different internet rabbit hole,
Bigfoot.
that kind of chaotic energy, we would have found Bigfoot. That's what we'd be talking about today.
Trying to imagine the alternate timeline of them doing this with Bigfoot as an inspiration. Instead.
There's a world. It's out there.
What do they do?
They found him. Fully
They
found
just
him.
find him.
Yeah, he's in Wisconsin.
And they don't hurt anybody.
No, yeah. That's my ideal timeline of what should have happened. How many clicks away from the creepypasta into, you know, r/cryptids?
Honestly, probably not that many. Not that many.
Yeah. No, it's unfortunate. I feel like gosh, as someone who enjoyed creepypastas as a child, it's hard to empathize with the idea of being like, oh yeah, no, this is definitely real. But I guess I had basic Photoshop skills, so I was able to understand that these were all kind of just quirky, edgy teens.
Right. Well, and you knew reality from fantasy.
Most of the time, yeah.
Most of the
Yeah.
time. Even at 12.
Yeah. And then I became lieutenant governor.
And then you became lieutenant governor. Well, anything else? Anything else you got?
Is this where I plug my podcast?
You're welcome to do that. Please do.
Yeah, I don't have one. Yeah, no, this is Lieutenant Governor Rick Perry. I hope you enjoyed. And don't believe everything you read, kids. Maybe that's the life lesson today. The internet's usually not real. It's getting less and less every day.
That's very true.
No.
If I asked ChatGPT to make me a picture of Slenderman right now, it could scare the shit out of me.
I think is that the third time we've said his name. Is he supposed to appear now? Ah!
Can you imagine?
No, I can't. I used to do I remember Beetlejuice. I already mentioned that earlier, but That was the same bit. That movie scared the shit out of me
Yeah.
as a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tim Burton. My mom was a real big Tim Burton person. I've seen probably all of his movies, and those were spooky. Those are very spooky.
Those are pretty spooky.
Yeah.
I definitely didn't enjoy those till I was an adult.
No.
Well,
No.
that's all I got. Thanks so much for being here,
Yeah, it was a pleasure.
Lieutenant Governor Rick Perry.
Brand Bowman.
Thanks, seriously though. Thank you for taking the time out of your
Yeah, of
life
course.
and coming to my apartment and listening to me
That was a
talk
good time.
at you for an hour.
I like the part where Boof tried to knock over the microphone.
It was a highlight.
It was a good time.
It was a highlight for sure.
And then the other time he did it.
If you're out there listening, as always, hit that follow button on Instagram at Friends Who Crime. Leave us the 5-star rating that I mentioned, and stay safe out there. Even if your friend says she's seen some slender fuck in the basement at 2 a.m., maybe grab some steel-toed boots and stay alert. This sign-off phrase has never felt so poignant. Remember, friends don't let friends
I
commit
fucked it up.
crimes.
Oh, we can cut that. Do it again. Do it again.
Remember, friends don't let friends commit crimes. Bye.
See ya.
Way to go.
That was great. That was a fun time. I fear. I don't remember where I thought this might